Hello everyone, my name's Prem Patel. I'm the CEO of Healthy Minds Club UAE. And I'm delighted today to introduce the Wellbeing Majlis. This is my new podcast as part of the Healthy Minds Arabia magazine. What we'll be doing is bringing a whole host of our experts from the Healthy Minds Club to come and share their stories, their backgrounds, their expertise, and how what they do really helps create healthier minds in the UAE. Okay, and now I have another guest in the Wellbeing Majlis podcast. It's Dhuha, who is a burnout recovery coach and a leadership coach and executive coach. So I'm delighted to have you with us today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, Dhuha, we're here to talk about your area of expertise because you cover so many areas, right? Like burnout, executive coaching, leadership coaching. But first, tell us about a little bit of your backstory, because people don't suddenly just get into coaching and from day one. Where were you? How did you get into this space?
It started with me struggling with anxiety.
Okay.
When I was at university. That's when I understood what anxiety meant. Before that, I had no clue. I didn't understand the symptoms. And I went myself through therapy. So I was studying genetics. It was a tough subject.
Genetics?
Yes.
And where was this?
In Leicester University in the UK.
Okay.
And in my second year, I realized that I was getting overwhelmed and I was worried about exams. And in one exam, I actually blacked out. I couldn't read.
Really?
I couldn't read anything. It just blank.
What happened in that moment afterwards? So you blacked out and...
I blacked out. I couldn't do that exam paper.
Wow.
So I came out and felt really bad. And then I started a journey with school counseling. And then from there, I just kind of, you try to cope, but there's always that moments when it feels like something's wrong. And then story continued. I finished my degree. I started working and things were fine until my dad got sick, got a call and he had a stroke and he was abroad.
Right.
So this triggered it again.
Your anxiety.
My anxiety. But at that moment, you just get on with it because he needed me to go there, pick him up, help him. But then I realized later the impact.
Yeah, because you're trying to show your strength, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really taking care of my own needs. And when things calmed down, that's when I realized something is fundamentally wrong here. So I started a journey of therapy and I was lucky to meet one of my psychologists at the time who recommended I go for hypnotherapy.
Okay.
And that's when I realized, wow, there is a faster way to get in there, understand what's the issue, and solve it at the subconscious level. So I became very curious about hypnotherapy. And then I went and I did a course in hypnotherapy.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay. Right.
And I realized, let me just, out of curiosity. So this is the thing. It all was out of curiosity. And then once I've done that, I thought, I like to write poetry and all words. And I'm fascinated with words and their power. Let me do NLP. So I did an NLP course. Then I thought, let me do an energy work to understand more. Then let me do some more on childhood trauma. Let me learn more on...
Okay.
There was even a point I did Akashic Records just to just figure out...
It's amazing how these things sort of just keep coming to you.
Exactly.
Right? Like the universe aligns and things come to your path, right?
Yes. So this is the thing. You just said it. I've always done things intuitively.
Okay.
So even when I decided to study genetics, it wasn't an impulse. I felt it. I felt I want to study this at a time when there was not even jobs yet created for it.
Oh my God.
And I remember having a whole negotiation with my father over it. It's like, do medicine. I'm like, no, I want to do this. I'm fascinated with it. But it was always on an intuitive feeling, that gut feeling of that's what I need to do. Even when I went to pharmaceutical, then I followed, I used to work for BBC, so I did also science documentary. It was all with that intuition. That's what I need to do. And now when I see everything I've done, it just makes sense.
Okay.
The flow.
Yeah.
So yes, intuition is a big thing. And I realized that when anxiety kicks in, and what I understand now about anxiety, so the funny part is when I get clients saying to me, I struggle and I suffer from anxiety and panic attacks, I say, congratulations, you're waking up.
And what's their reaction to that?
To your authentic self. They look at me and I say, in the beginning. And then I explain it and I say, your anxiety is your best friend. They're like, how? I say, when anxiety comes in, it means you're not living your life in the right way for you.
So now you can change
it. It means you're going against your own interest. You're going against your authentic self. You're going against what resonates with you. Anxiety is a signal of something is not right.
But there's so many people now saying that they are feeling anxious and that stress is coming. I've heard so many people say, oh, I've got anxiety. I'm feeling anxious. I mean, it's spreading like wildfire.
Yes.
What's happening out there?
First, it's like there was something with us, and I'm sure you remember, when we wanted information, to find information, what did we used to do? We get encyclopedias, we go research in paper. You remember rostering?
That's it.
Yeah, when you look at newspapers. And now what do? It's quick. So what happens is a lot of people are expecting to find information within seconds, fraction of seconds.
People go to ChatGPT now and ask the question.
Exactly.
They think it's right.
Exactly. But the fact is, when you have to wait, that's when people become anxious, because they have lost that capacity to be patient, to just be present also in the moment.
Patience is gone right now.
Patience is gone. And also being present in the moment. I'm here with you now. We're doing this. I'm here. I'm present. You're present. But most people will be here and there and over there and everywhere. And that doesn't allow them to just absorb the information that they're receiving in that moment. So this doesn't also allow them to settle with what they're receiving. They're thinking of something else. They're not receiving this, which means later on they're thinking, what did I miss there when I was there and I didn't get that information?
And then they spend sort of hours just scrolling into trying to figure out things and ask more questions. I used to actually used to enjoy looking into books, encyclopedias, finding things out, because you pause a little bit. And, I was talking to someone recently and I was saying, she said, do you actually read? I went, yeah. She goes, no, books. I went, yeah, I read books. She says, I find that a complete waste of time. I just read on my mobile phone. It's quicker. And I went, but there's a thing about turning the page, thing about that whole pausing around slowing down.
Slowing down allows you to reflect, to absorb information, to process it, to get what you need from it, and to also add your own value to it.
Yeah.
And that is all not there. Someone was telling me recently that the problem with this current time that we're living is that there is a lot of information, but no knowledge.
A lot of information, but no knowledge. You're right.
So you're not basing, and if you have information, lots of content, but what about the experience? Knowledge comes from experience. And if you're just reading things, but without even processing them or experiencing them, you're losing.
Yeah, because it's all fast. You're not learning anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Overly stimulated. There's so much noise around us. How many times you're thinking of doing something and you forget because you get distracted by other things?
Yeah. Because you get a ping on your mobile phone or whatever it's going to be.
Exactly.
Right? WhatsApp message, something.
Exactly.
I'm probably a big culprit there, putting lots of WhatsApps on our Healthy Minds group.
Exactly.
Hopefully not too much. But
it is the way life is. And if I am thinking of finishing a task and I'm getting interrupted and overstimulated with other things, that leads to a buildup of anxiety because procrastination is also part of it.
Yeah.
I'm leaving something because of something, and I'm delaying something because of something else, and then that thing leads to another thing, and then what happens at the end?
Bang.
Exactly.
But you're in a great position because you've been there, you've experienced it, you've experienced coming out of it, you realize so you can obviously share your experience, and you know how to help many people right now.
When I started talking to my anxiety years ago, started having dialogues, believe it or not.
So these are your own self-talk.
That's how I did it myself in the beginning. Okay. I'll put a chair and I'll put it there and I'll be like, let's have a chat. Why are you here? What is it about?
Okay.
What happened today that is bringing you up? And you'll be amazed.
And that helped.
Oh, yeah. And I do it now with my clients. Whatever emotion they have, we put that emotion on a chair and we have a chat with it. Now, there are different ways of tackling that. There's also, because you need to bring it up from body. See, your body is your first alarm signal. Your body alerts you to what is right and what is wrong. Most of us disconnect from our bodies.
So you're this part just disconnected.
Exactly. Mind over body. No. And when people say mind, body, and soul that work together, yes, but the body stores 95% of the memory of everything that happened in our life.
So how does your body talk about an issue?
How does the body talk? So the body will give you signals. And I'll give you a very good example. Yeah. You're driving the car, you have a seatbelt on, yeah? You didn't put your seatbelt on. You started driving, what happens? You get that beep. Beep, beep. Beep, 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 beep. Right. And it goes louder and louder and louder. Yeah. That's exactly what your body does. So your body will start by giving you a little bit of discomfort. Like, I'm not comfortable with this.
A bit of a neck or shoulder pain or something, right?
Or even a body thing. Like, I'm not, like, someone says something to you and you go, like that. This is already a signal. If you're not aware and if you're not a good listener to your body, you might ignore it. Most of us do. You will go,
Let's say you think, okay, this is
like
another thing.
It's like a little child having a tantrum, tagging mom, 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 and then or dad, 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 and then you're not listening. The more you ignore those signals, it becomes louder and louder. So it can come as anxiety. It can come as panic attack. It can lead to depression. It can come as physical ailments. So say autoimmune disease, cancer, all these are related to stress hormones that have not been addressed and regulated because it affects our nervous system. So if we don't regulate our nervous system, then we have issues. Now, when we think about those emotions coming in the beginning, I'm feeling a bit uncomfortable. I'm getting a bit angry. So anger, for example, people tell me, but anger is a bad thing. When we were children, we were told, don't be angry.
That's it.
Bad people get angry or show their anger. So you start to associate anger with shame. But then when you realize that anger was only there as a life force to tell you, no, say no. Set boundaries.
Yeah.
Anger is not your enemy. Anger is your friend. But it was kind of disguised in this ugly form that made us always think that, it's a bad thing to show anger.
People are bad people.
If someone was taught from an early age to show their anger in the right way, which is just to say, no, I don't like this or I don't accept this, that's it. It wouldn't go beyond to that rage that comes later. The issue is that...
Because it builds up, and suddenly, bang.
Exactly.
Right?
So when people come and say, I have anger issues, why? Let's talk about it. What's your anger trying to tell you? It's your best friend. So when you start to see that all these emotions, so anger, for example, setting boundaries, resentment means something going against your own will. Also means expectations that have not been met. And that's another field. Fear. Fear is also meaning that you don't have enough self-confidence. There is issues there where you're questioning yourself. Envy, when people come and say, I'm jealous and envy, I say, that's just because you know you can do it and you're limiting yourself. So if anything, envy and jealousy is to tell you, you are capable.
Yeah.
Why are you holding yourself back? So when you start looking at all these emotions with that light, you go, they're not there to make me feel bad, guilt, or shame. They're here to actually teach me something about myself.
So it's all about self, right? So this is so insightful, honestly. Like, you've got so much knowledge and you must be helping many, many people out there. So the world is really going towards this whole healthier minds. We've all been focused on physical health and not maybe as much on mental health. And even in the corporate world, a lot of leaders don't think more mental health. They think if you're going to be fit and healthy, go to the gym. Here's a gym membership, what type of thing. Big trend now on well-being. What is happening out, in your opinion, in the big bad world? Why is well-being so important right now? And why is having a healthier mind more important right now? It feels more important.
Definitely. Look, what you were just saying about healthy mind, a healthy body. Yes, go to the gym, but that's not enough. What we're talking about, the disconnection. What happened is most of us are disconnected. Yes, we take our body to the gym. Yes, we make it work out. Yes, but we're not listening. We're not listening. And where is our intuition? See, our subconscious is in our body. All the memories, 95% stored in the body, 5 only in the mind. The brain
everybody
retains.
thinks, well, I don't know about everybody, but a lot of people will think it's all up here.
No.
Like all the memories are up there.
The brain will keep whatever is necessary to keep you surviving and alive. So that's why when people have a big trauma, they faint. The brain shuts you down. The brain will try to make you forget the things that, the bad memories. But the thing is, the body becomes like a dumping ground for the mind. So the mind, when it doesn't like something, goes, okay, store it in the body, store it in the body. But the body gets to a point and goes, hey, I'm tired of holding on to all these memories that are unnecessary, because these are what are causing the emotions that we're having. So when people say, oh, I don't know, I suffer from fear and anxiety and I feel like, I never can move on in life, it's all because of something that happened that is stuck in the body. Once you allow the body also to talk and release, the body can give so much insights, because our intuition is stored in the body. Our intuition is that thing that tells you yes, no, works for you, doesn't work for you. Go for it, don't go for it. So like, for example, anyone setting up a business, when I work with people who are entrepreneurs or people who want to change careers, we work on what their intuition is telling them. We build that. Is it something that we all have? Yes. We were all born with our intuition. Children know it, know what works for them and doesn't. The issue becomes when adults, people.
Because as you grow up, there's people's opinions and judgments and comments and negativity and all of this stuff starts shaping how you become after, right? Like,
Exactly. And then we start doubting ourselves. So we're like, And what happens when we doubt ourselves? We're always trying to think with the mind. Yes, the mind is important, but the way the process works, your body tells you yes, no. And it's an interesting thing, because the way I work with people, there's always one part of their body that will just give the answer immediately, yes, no. The thing with intuition, you have to ask it in a form of yes and no.
Right.
It's not why?
It's not an open-ended question.
No, it has to be yes, no. Should I go for this? Yes, no. Sure. And it's incredible because it will give an immediate answer. Now, the way I explain it to people, I say your body would say, whatever part of your body, could be your gut feeling, could be your heart, could be, that would say to you, yes, go for it. Once you have decided, that's when your whole energy goes into the right flow, into the right place. What happens then? That frees so much space in your brain to go, I can now function on what are the next steps. So it almost becomes like your executive that will just get it done, make it happen. Because then the brain goes, right, we're doing this project or doing this business model, whatever. Let's speak to this person. Let's set this, let's do that. That's how it works.
So you're sort of transitioning out of these sort of these energy drainers that might be deep inside, you bring them out, but then moving to more energy boosters.
Exactly.
Right? That's it. And then, but it's hard for people to always surround themselves with energy boosters.
Energy boosters. Now, how it works. When you have an idea, let me give you an analogy. If you had a seed now, and you're planning to plant it, are you going to leave it on the surface of the soil?
No.
You're going to put it under.
Yeah.
What does that mean? If you have an idea, don't share it. Keep it. Because the moment you share it with those that don't resonate with your idea, with those who might be a bit envious, with those who are fearful, you will get so many opinions, and that seed would not grow.
Yeah, because most people would say that won't work.
Because the energy that you're putting in that seed is being dissipated across all those people. You lose it.
It's a great analogy, actually.
So you have to store it all down there until the shoot starts coming through strong. That's when it starts to be apparent to others.
Okay.
Now, you would say, but then you have to not share with anyone. No, you will share, but you will share with selected people that you know are gonna help you shape it and take it further. Whether it's the people you're going to hire, whether it's the consultants you're going to ask to help you with the business, whoever it is, you will go to the right people. You have a book you want to print, you will go to the publishers. You're not going to go and call your friends, all of them, and let's have a Zoom. And do you think I should publish the book? No, you will go to publishers. You might ask someone who published a book, where did you publish your book? You will be selective.
So you find a way. Yeah.
You'll find a way. Again, it's about your energy that you have to preserve, and that will go back into energy. So this is how it all works. When you're working with someone, it's about educating them to use their intuition, educating them about how to preserve their energy and focus it in the right direction.
Yeah. Because as soon as you have an idea, you get excited, right?
Exactly.
You want to share it with the world.
Exactly.
You think, I've got this brilliant idea.
And how many times did you do that and shared it and then it didn't work?
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there.
We've all been there. We've all been there.
We've all been there. Yeah, I hear you.
So this is why when you put your passion, which is your energy, into something, it's like cherishing that little baby of yours until it's strong enough to stand on its feet. It's very, very, that's a critical moment. So this is one of the advices that I always give them.
It's a good piece of advice.
It's important because the moment they share, they lose that momentum, they lose that motivation.
Especially now, I think the world is moving where a lot more people are becoming entrepreneurs. They want to do more startups. Big challenge with, displacement of jobs in organizations. So people are out there looking at ideas. And I think, your piece of advice is so key because it's so easy for people to share ideas quickly and then suddenly lose that motivation afterwards, right?
100%. And that's why when we work with anyone who's setting up a new business model or they're having an idea, we work on the what, why, how. What do you want? Why you want it and how. Now, when I ask always, I ask them, what do you think is the most important among these three questions? And most people say the how, which is not, because the how automatically. So if we think about, again, when I was telling you about intuition, deciding, yes, no, energy's flowing, that's what, then you give the how. The how will be the mind doing it. Because the how will find ways. Once you remove all that tension. But if I put my mind into yes, no, the mind, that's when it stresses out and it starts with the list of pros and cons. And then what happens with pros and cons? Doubt. Doubt seeps in. And when doubt seeps in, no matter what you're doing, there's that little voice that going, that maybe it's not going to work. That's why you don't want that voice. With your intuition, you go, okay, I know. And that's why you see all the successful entrepreneurs, they're not afraid to lose.
And,
they know.
Going back to pros and cons is quite interesting. So I always go with pros and pros, right? And I do two lists. I do a list of pros and then I go in and say, okay, now what are the additional pros of why this thing can happen, why these pros are there and what else is on top? I've avoided the whole pros and cons because that cons always felt I started leaning more towards, oh my God, all these things, they're not going to work. There's something going. So I try and do pros and then advanced pros.
Can I ask you a quick question? When you said the word cons now, where did you feel it in your body? Just, yes.
In my gut.
How did you feel?
Yeah, it's not, I don't like it. I just,
exactly. Because I was feeling the same. When you said it, it's like, oh no. Exactly. It's the same like when we did the exercise challenge, difficult.
That's it,
It's the same. Difficult gives you, See, this is the time when that's exactly the signal from your body.
There you go.
Telling you, I don't like it. And the good news here is that you listen to it by putting pros and pros. So you're actually listening.
Let me talk to you about something which is important and a big topic for a lot of people about burnout in the corporate world, right? So, I know you help people through burnout and whatever else. What are the sort of 2 or 3 symptoms for burnout? How do people recognize that they are burning out?
I think when they're not sleeping well, one big sign is not sleeping well. When you're waking up during the night, this is definitely a sign of burnout. When they lack motivation to socialize, to go out to do things. When you find them that they're sitting in front of their computers or laptops, but they're not actually as productive.
She's like staring into the text screen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like almost that blackout. When you see that they're really lacking interest in things that used to matter to them.
Sure. Okay.
These are really red flags.
Okay.
Something is not right.
Because there's a lot of it that seems to be out there right now. You know,
temper is also another. When they start suddenly to show temper, when they start to show certain attitudes, changes. It's like behaviors. You go like, he never used to be like that. She used to be fun.
Yeah.
What's happening?
People have lost. I think there's some people have lost their way about having fun these days. It's a bit weird. Like, a lot of people. I spoke to a couple of guys about 2 weeks ago, and they said, "Oh, we don't have time to have fun." I'm thinking, really? I said, "It's your life. Come on."
But this is back again about not being present. Not being present.
Yeah.
In whatever you're doing.
True.
That's another thing. And also, one of the reasons a lot of people go into the burnout is because they lost their why. Now, going back to the what, why, how. The why. Right. Why am I doing it?
They're just doing things because it's just the thing I do and I get my income at the end of the month.
But that is not enough why.
Yeah, you're right.
The why needs to be something we're passionate about, something matters, something that we care about. That's why I say to people, whenever you're setting up anything or you're working on anything, you need to know exactly your why, because there will be days when you can't stand what you're doing, when there will be challenges that make you go, why am I doing what I'm doing?
Yeah.
And if you don't have your why, you will quit.
True.
So the why is what keeps us going.
Yeah.
So one of the big reasons, these people lost their why.
Okay.
And one of the big signals, again, going back, like when I told you about anxiety, I say to them, congratulations. Burnout is also a congratulation.
Yeah.
Meaning something's not right anymore.
Now you can fix it.
And now you can fix it. And now you need to figure out. So it's not about leaving the job. It's almost like renewing your relationship with something or changing.
Yeah.
But you need to make that choice and what works for you in that moment. So it could be, I don't want to change anything. That's a choice. I want to leave the job, or I want to change department,
right?
Or I want to set up something on the side. And I know that this job is actually doing me a favor, but helping me, pay for that, for my dream.
Yeah, true.
So it depends how we start to look at what we see. Because when we go into that space of like, I can't handle it, I'm tired, we get into anxiety or panic attack, or let's say burnout can be also a form of depression.
Of course, of course.
When we go into that place, it's very, very hard to see the positive things that are around us.
Yeah, because you can't see beyond that, right? So
you can't.
Okay.
So it's very important to help them start seeing the good things they've gained from their current jobs, the experience, the people, the lifestyle, all these. So it's important to make them appreciate what they have, the fact they have a job.
Yeah, that's it.
Make them appreciate it. Once they appreciate it, whether they decide to stay or leave, they've got that healthy relationship. Gratitude.
Yeah, really good. Good point.
So once you bring them to that level of, you know what? It's true.
Yeah.
Yes, there will be always toxic, some relationships or whatever there, but everywhere we go in life, there will be.
Sometimes it's just about appreciating what's here with me now.
Exactly.
Right today, in today's moment, I'm happy. Right. That's the thing. And I think a lot of people are struggling to find that sort of happiness in their day to day. And it's working with professionals like you and practitioners who, just in today, I've just learned so much in this 20-minute conversation on just things to look out for, and I think you're there to help so many people. So, we want to encourage as many people to come into Healthy Minds Club, connect with you. You're on there. You're one of our key experts. I've got a couple of probably killer questions now for you. Right? So 2026, everyone keeps saying it's the year of the fire horse. It's a big one. It's like
snake
bang,
is going,
bang, let's go, right? We got to go move. What's the year of the fire horse bringing for you this year?
I'm just open and going with the flow. Years ago, I got into this, what I do now, because someone asked me, how do you see yourself in 10 years' time? This was about 6 years ago.
Right.
I went into a room, locked myself up and cried for 3 hours.
Yes, 10 years is a long time.
Because I was like, I had no clue what I wanted what I wanted to,
Wow.
where I wanted to go. I saw it. You remember the screens when they used to go like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I saw it. And I really had a hard time. Then I thought, okay, let me have a plan. And I started working on a plan and decided I'm going this way and I'm doing this. And I started my, I mean, it's the career now I have. And I love it and I enjoy it. And then I was like, where am I going with it? And I tell you what, with time, I realized I go with the flow. And the idea of just being curious. So you just go with your curiosity. I want to learn about this. I want to learn about being open without restrictions of what do I want to gain out of it.
And those long-term plans.
No.
I mean, I don't think I plan beyond 3 months these days. You know, it's like just a rolling 3-month thing and I just keep going, right? And I enjoy that. You know, doing those 3-year plans. Who can predict 3 years nowadays? No one,
exactly. Right? And so when even these resolutions, I remember before I would do these workshops about
I hate those.
the New Year resolution. And now I'm like, why do we time it for a time limit? Why do we block ourselves with a limited time frame rather than say, you know what? Instead, actually, what I like to do is reflect on what have I gained before.
Yeah.
And it's about the little wins, the little victories that we forget about because we're constantly focusing on what we want to get.
It's those micro moments that keep moving forward, which actually become the bigger success, right? At the end of the day.
100%.
So
it's more about going into that and giving yourself this little rewards of like, I achieved this. And for 2026, all I see is I just want to continue to learn and share.
Fabulous. So we've got an audience that we're going to be going to for the Healthy Minds Arabia magazine. We're going to be putting this out on on various posts. What's your message to the audience for 2026? What's your key message?
Never judge yourself. Question things. Whenever you have any feelings or emotions or something doesn't feel right, don't judge yourself thinking, why am I feeling this way? Question it. Be curious. Ask yourself, why is it there? What does it mean? What's it trying to teach me? What am I going to learn from this? And very, very important, be present. In whatever you're doing, whatever you are having in that moment, just immerse yourself in that moment. Be there, be present. Finally, be true to yourself. Even if you're trying to put on a mask and tell people other things, as long as you're true to yourself and you know the truth, you'll be fine.
So insightful, powerful messages. So Dhuha, thank you so much for being here today. It's been my privilege to have you here. I think we could probably talk for hours more. We'll probably have another session on at some point. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Prem.
And you can find Dhuha on healthymindsclub.ae. Look her up. I'm sure she can add so much value to any conversation you have. So thank you so much again.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.